Hi everybody, it's Nate from The Kraemer Life, and I am in the 1930s farmhouse. And I still am working on the project of removing the floor out of the farmhouse to put in a brand new floor to make it level, smooth, and sturdy. Where are we at? We're now at the point where I am actually ready to start removing the tongue and groove subfloor, and then I can remove the joist and all of the framing that make up the floor. I had my friend Wilson come over the other day, and we removed the LVL beam that was up there, and we removed this wall, both of which were holding up these ceiling joists here. And after doing a little bit of cleanup work, which I just finished, I actually did a little bit of additional bracing on these ceiling joists. I can see that block of wood right there. There's a block of wood on each one to connect the joists that go from the kitchen into the living room. Just in case, I mean, they're pretty well secured in place. I don't know if I really needed to do that, but a little extra bracing is certainly not going to hurt. So now that I have everything ready, I can actually start removing the tongue and groove floor. And let me tell you, getting to this point has been a lot of work. So, without further ado, let's start ripping up the tongue and groove floor. This is definitely going to take a long time. I don't know the best strategy. I'll probably figure out a pretty good strategy as I go along. I'll get as much taken up from up here as I can, and then I'll have to just go down to the basement and do it from down below up above my head. But the way that these things are nailed in is probably like any other tongue and groove, where the nails are in the groove or maybe in the tongue, so you don't see them on the surface. And they're using what's called a cut nail, where it's just a piece of, I think it's a piece of steel that's cut into a triangle shape and used as a nail. And those things hold on really tight. They don't let go. So I'm pretty much having to break the tongue portion, or the groove portion of the board, in order to break it loose. So these boards aren't going to be really useful as tongue and groove boards on our future project if we use them at all, but I can still cut the tongue portion off and maybe even the groove portion off and use them as just flat boards. Anyway, getting ahead of myself as usual. So I think I'm just going to stick it on time lapse, try to get into a groove and get as much done as I can, and I'll get back to you. Okay, I think I'm at a good stopping point for today. I got a decent amount done. It's not as hard as I thought it was going to be, but unfortunately I'm not able to find a technique that allows me to get the boards up without doing a bunch of damage to either the tongue or the groove side of it. But the good news is it doesn't really damage the top of the board. I'll show you here. For example, the top of the board is in fairly good shape. It's just it's either the tongue or the groove side that gets pretty damaged. So these boards won't be able to be used as proper tongue and groove boards anywhere, but we can certainly trim off the tongue and the groove side and just use these boards for some other purpose down the line. So I did end up finding kind of a groove and was able to kind of make some good progress. I thought maybe I could use the skill saw to just cut down the centers of each board trying to pull them up, and that didn't really help all that much. It didn't really prevent it from, anyway, that didn't really help very much. I thought maybe I could also use the oscillating tool to get rid of some of the stuck pieces of wood as I'm prying it up. That didn't work out really well. What really worked is just taking a crowbar and a hammer and just prying it up and then bending the board out of place, and then all of the little scrap pieces of wood that happened, these would get stuck behind in the cut nails that are holding the boards in place. So I just have to pry the cut nail back and then remove these things. And along the way I was vacuuming the entire time, keeping things clean because there was lots of dust and just debris and stuff in between all of these boards. So trying to keep a clean work area as much as I can for now. So there's a lot of work to do, a lot more work to do on this tongue and groove floor removal, but we'll chip at it and we'll see the end here soon. Thanks for watching, really appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one.